People who have never dealt with depression think it's just being sad or crying a lot, but it's not. Here are 5 examples of what depression actually feels like from a licensed therapist and someone who's dealt with depression myself. First, seeing the world in black and white, while everyone around you tries to point out the colors to you. Second, it's like dragging around this huge weight that holds you back and keeps you down. Third, feeling everything and nothing at the same time. Fourth, like being disconnected from your own body and feeling at a total loss with yourself. Fifth, feeling so exhausted all the time, even when you're not doing anything. Sometimes even waking up in the morning just to look forward to go to bed at night.
The difference between depression and sadness is just, from happenstance, whatever happened or didn't happen for you, or, grief or whatever it is. And depression is your body saying, fuck you, I don't want to be this character anymore. I don't want to hold up this avatar that you've created in the world. It's too much for me.
Most people don't understand what it's like to fight your own mind every day. Depression. They'll tell you it'll be okay, but they don't know how it feels to wake up and deal with that deep darkness that feels like it's chained to your soul, pulling you down with every breath. Depression isn't just a rough patch you snap out of. It's a weight that clings to you, even when you're smiling, even when everything is going great. If you're surviving that silent battle day by day, I need you to know you're stronger than what anyone could ever realize. Don't let people make you feel like it's just a phase or it's something that you can just simply push through. This fight you're facing, this silent battle, it's real. And every moment you choose to keep going, one day, 1 hour, one breath at a time, that's courage. Every time you choose to give tomorrow another chance, that's strength. Depression isn't where your story ends. It's where you start rewriting it with a strength you never knew you had. I'm proud of you.
If I had to be completely honest with myself, I'm tired. I'm tired, and it's not a physical tired. It's a very, it's in the soul. It's like I'm fucking tired. I'm tired of going through this shit. I'm tired of everything not working out, and I'm just like, I fucking tried, and I can't not lie and say, it's not like you don't want to live kind of thing. It's more of if God were sitting across from me right now, there would be a part of me that would just want to go up to him and say, listen, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm fucking physically and mentally spent, and I'm done. And it's a silent battle too. And it's a battle we kind of hide from the world and from the people we love and the people we want to love or want to love us, because who wants a broken person? It's like, if they knew, like if the people in your life knew how broken we were, like, would they stay? And then that raises the question of like, how do I fix this? Can you fix this? I don't know.
I have a big heart, and sometimes I hate it. I overthink, I over-apologize, I over-forgive. I care too much about people who don't really care about me. I feel guilty about things that I don't have any control over. And I try to save everyone around me before I even think about saving myself. I love too deep, and I feel alone sometimes because I'm not sure if I'll ever find someone else who thinks like me, or who feels like me, or who views the world like me. I'm not conceited by any means because I know I'm not perfect, but I do have a big heart, and sometimes I hate it.
Can you describe to our audience what depression feels like?
Yeah.
It's this kind of low grade, not even low, sometimes it's high grade. Like the body language would be just like this, like just kind of hunched over, and everything kind of feels a little bit meaningless. It's like this intense ache, I guess I would just describe it. And
even when things are well around your life.
Well, when things are well, I notice it turns to numbness, and then there's this numbness in the background. And so it's like, because it never really goes away unless you go into it. You gotta go into it and feel it and understand it fully is when it starts to dissipate, I've noticed.
But the absolute worst part of depression is that even though you know you're depressed, you're unable to stop yourself from getting worse. The other thing about depression is it kind of collapses time. Suddenly, you find your whole days blending together to create one endless and suffocating loop. So you find yourself trying to remember the things that made you happy, but slowly, your brain begins to erase every memory that ever brought you joy. And eventually, all you can think about is how life has always been this way, and will only continue to be this way.
This one might hurt a little bit, but the reason you self-isolate when you're struggling or you're upset is because you were left alone as a child to deal with your emotions.
You know what the saddest fucking shit is? The people that are the most broken and are hurting and are the saddest are the ones that would do absolutely anything for anyone else. Because they know the pain, they know what it feels like, and they don't want anyone else to have to go through that. But in doing so, they break even more, because nobody ever does that for them.
I mean, let's be honest. If they truly knew what you were up against right now, they would be wondering how you were still smiling, how you were still doing the things you're doing. That says a hell of a lot about you.
No one ever talks about how hard it is to pull yourself out of bed every day and go about your daily activities when you're struggling mentally. And I'm not just talking about you're having a hard week. I'm talking about, like, pulling yourself out of bed every day when you didn't even want to wake up. No one talks about that because it's uncomfortable, because we're all supposed to act like we're okay. Every time you go to the grocery store and you look around you, or you show up to work and you look around you, someone in that room is struggling. Statistics say multiple people in that room didn't even want to be in that room today. No one talks about this on the internet because they'll say you're crying for attention. And do you know how contradicting that is to say to someone, don't cry for attention, but then you tell people to ask for help when they're struggling so we don't lose them? What if we all just sat down and said, you know what? It's okay not to be okay. And if you're struggling and you barely pulled yourself out of bed today, I am so fucking proud of you.
Oh, you think that I'm fine? You think the smile means that I'm okay? That I have everything figured out? Man, I am empty. But I gotta keep going because that's all I've ever known to do. Just keep going.
You know, there's that saying that says, God gives his toughest battles to his strongest warriors. I don't want to be a warrior anymore. I don't want to go and fight. I'm tired of fighting.
It is a different type of pain when you're going through something and you need someone to talk to, but you don't want to bother anyone. So you just sit there drowning in your own thoughts. And yeah, that one's rough.
I feel myself changing. I don't laugh the same, smile the same, or talk the same. And I'm just so tired of everything.
I have been so lost. I've been losing my mind. And you don't even see it. You don't even care.
Some days, it's really, really hard to just move. It's,
Oh, I get it.
get out of bed. It's hard to even go downstairs to get something to eat.
I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS.
Listen, I don't think some people truly understand how much of a battle it is just to simply exist some days. So like if my mental health has ever made me seem distant, cold, a bad friend, or like I didn't care, I need you to know this. It was never about you. It was about me surviving this storm in my own mind. And just being real, some days I didn't even have the strength to show up for myself, let alone anyone else. And for that, I'm truly sorry. Like, I apologize. But I need you to know this, I've always cared. Even in my silence, even in my absence, I've always cared. Back then, I just didn't know how to show it because I was hurting. But now, I'm learning how to show it better as I'm healing. Please be patient with me. If you can relate to this, share this.
Don't text your depressed friends how you feeling today. They don't know what to say. They feel awful, and then there's like this guilt of like still bad, still feeling sad. Well, have you tried exercising today? Like, do you want this? Do you want that? And it's like, I don't want to make any decisions. I don't want to have to explain how I'm feeling right now. I just want to be in my bed. And it's like, the best thing you could do in some of these moments is just to show up with kind of almost a pre-planned way for there to be connection that doesn't require a lot of energy. Like, hey, can I just come over and make s'mores? It's weird to make s'mores by myself. I think it'd be kind of fun. I'd like to, you have that fireplace, I don't have a fireplace. Can I come over to your house and just make you s'mores? Can I just come make you dinner? That's what I'd like to do. We can just watch a movie. We don't have to talk, you don't have to explain how you're feeling. I just wanna be with you. If someone can feel just the presence of you and your love without the pressure to have to explain or fix or change, that weirdly enough is like the magnetic force that starts to pull things in a different direction. So much depression is actually just loneliness with loss. So much depression is feeling aimless and hopeless and not knowing where to turn to next. And the thing that digs that wound even deeper is suggestions. Just be present with those that you love.
This may sound really elementary and you've probably heard it 1,000 times before, but don't quit, don't stop. If you're in the shit, if you're in the trenches, if you feel like you can't do it anymore, if you feel like there's no light, if you feel like you have no idea what in the hell tomorrow's gonna look like, just keep going, take another step. Even if you're taking an inch, just move an inch, move another inch, just keep going. Don't quit, don't quit. You quit, 100% certainty, you won't make it. You keep going, inch by inch, a little bit, I guarantee you'll get there at some point in time.
If someone's out there right now listening and you're going through depression and all that shit, all I could tell you is, I hope your today is better than your yesterday and your tomorrow even better.
One of my favorite quotes till this day, God will put you back together in front of those who broke you.
Keep going. No matter how hard things are right now. No matter how stuck you feel. No matter how many nights you've spent crying or wishing things were different. No matter how depressed and hopeless you feel. I promise you won't feel like this forever. Keep going.